Niggas don't know what to feel. Gotta make money to pay for the bills. The homies, they go out and drill. They want the big house way up on the hill. I know you don't know how that feels.
Life, folks, what's all this hate about? Epic cycle, we hardly made it out the bottom of the barrel. Apparel got us text. Louis V's, they kings still on our back. They leaned us with the lean. Lean on me.
It's your boy Nas Guy, Hip Hop is Real. And y'all already know we here with a piece of the black market media team. You know what I'm saying? Two of the, the spearheaders of the squad. You know what I'm saying? P and JB. Y'all already know what it is, man. Salute to you guys. And I had to catch up with y'all. I've been bothering y'all for a year straight. You know what I'm saying? And it's finally out. The Crucible Part 1 and Part 2. Well, half of Part 2 is out right now. I gotta say, dope work, man. You know what I'm saying? Dope work from like everything you guys been talking about as far as the process, the look and everything like that. What's the reception been like, man, for you guys?
I personally, I think the reception's been good.
Yeah.
It's been, don't get me wrong, it's been some love, hate, there, but I love both aspects of it. I love the love and I love the hate too, because I'm reading everything and I'm looking at the stuff that people aren't too satisfied with, and I'm taking notes. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's a building process that we're trying to add on to. But I know I'm loving what we're seeing.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot of traction, which is kind of the point, right? Like, we wanted people to pay attention, and like when we reformulated it with KG. I mean, KG is a bigger part of this than probably a lot of people realize.
Yep.
When we kind of reformulated the entry level process in URL, we wanted to find every single way that we could make it more compelling and more transparent. So that's why it's formatted the way it is. And people are really like, at least the first two episodes, we had kind of great response. Like, when somebody didn't like something, they said that in the comments or in the media or on the blog or whatever. They said what they didn't like. When they liked something, you got an equal energy in the other direction of like, oh yeah, fucking that guy's fire. Like, I want to see more of him. Yep. Which is the point.
Exactly. Exactly. And like the response to the production eyes, which is JB gave us that gift of like the way it looks, how it's presented. Like, I'm loving it. I'm loving it because it's giving these guys the ability to be looked at in a totally different light than previously. Previously, just show up and rap 3 rounds and hope that their footage came out. Now, you're getting to see everything.
Now, the first episode, you guys represented the South. A lot of dope MCs. I saw some great potential in there. You know what I'm saying? Salute to T-Top and Suave. I was surprised to see them sitting next to each other judging.
Yeah,
I did not.
It's a matter of fact, right? People think that just because they judge something together that they're not gonna battle. These guys are definitely gonna battle.
They're definitely gonna battle.
And some of the they've been at each other's throat even more since then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. People need to remember like that episode was filmed in April, something like that, in like late April. And yeah, you've seen how many times they've screamed at each other and called each other fucking names since then. So obviously it hasn't died down just because for one day they decided they could be civil.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, it ain't like personal. It's on-site beef with them. You know what I'm saying? It's battle rap beef. Like, they want to battle each other because of battle rap. It's not like they can't be in the same room. Like JB sitting in a room and I walk in and be like, JB, it's just round 1, it's on you. We doing it right. It's that type of situation.
Now, going in from that episode, I watched the second. I was like, yeah, this was good, man. Yo, P, y'all doing a great job. Then y'all come to my home state. You know what I'm saying? The New York episode. It was a couple of like, yo, what's going on? I was like, is this a blooper reel episode, man? what happened, man?
I mean, honestly, a little bit it is, right? Like, it's, if you watch any kind of like elimination show, you're gonna see like the warts, like you're gonna see the shit that didn't work out, right? I mean, that's in addition to like trying to make it transparent, I also have to find some way to make it entertaining. So like, if a bunch of guys get recruited or people think they might work out and then they don't work out, I'm gonna do my best to find a way to present that to you in a way that's at least entertaining, right? So if they choke, I'm gonna have somebody like Easy the Block Captain there or Swave 7 to cut them off and be like, this is shitty, this is trash, fuck you. The guys you spar, what was the quote? The guys you spar with, the guys who you rap this shit with, don't be their friends no more. Like that's my favorite shit that's been said in months. Like
to me, like Charlotte was definitely had the better, like, I want to say the better talent, but it showcased.
It was more consistent through the day.
Yeah, talent or whatever. But to me, in my personal opinion, New York so far has been my favorite episode. It's entertaining. It's so entertaining.
Easy's a mean judge. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, I've been a judge myself. I've never been that critical. Come on, Easy. Sheesh.
Oh yeah, he got it in. Yeah.
But the fans love him though.
He told one of the dudes he told one of the dudes, the last dude, stop rapping. Like they just left.
Yeah. Nah, but
you made him stop.
He should stop rapping though. It was kind of bad. It's kind of bad. He only had 3 days prep in his defense.
Yeah, I know that was his first line.
But yeah, and still, you know.
Like, is that the dude that said, no, you're going to hear my shit? Yeah. He was like, no.
Kept going in.
And then cut him off again. Oh, that's bad.
You know, one thing I did like to see it was like a little bit of the brute honesty.
Yeah.
You know, of him saying like, yo, you just don't got it or things like that. I'm like, damn, that's kind of crushing, man. You know what I'm saying? Why was it important to show that? Because, you know, in the past, you guys just vaulted these type of battles.
Yeah. Because I wanted to bring transparency to the process. Because, you know, I think everybody can agree that there was at one point in time when you'd see a battle rapper online going, free my footage, they vaulted my footage, oh, I did great, but it's politics, it's that and other. You can't say that no more. You get to see it. You're gonna see it. So you can't, you know, say you did great because nobody else saw it. No, now, you know, people are gonna see it, and you get to see real-time commentary from the fans. You read the comments, it's popping up as every second it goes by. You know what I'm saying? You get that saying who they thought was good and who they thought wasn't, you know?
That leads me to, I do kind of want to bring up, like, one of the things that gets said, because I feel like as you said that, I can see the comment coming up, which is like, yeah, but I didn't get to see the whole thing. You'll see that too. But, packaging this, we had to figure out a way to introduce you to these new faces, the ones who worked out and the ones who didn't, in a way that was actually watchable. Because when I'm making an episode, I'm going through 4.5 hours roughly, maybe 5 up to 5 hours worth of footage, and cutting that down to something that you're actually going to sit through. Because there's 3 of the biggest battle rap fans I know in this room, and I'm not, like, most of us are not going to sit and watch guys you've never heard of. Half of them don't really have it, and then some of them choke and all that shit, and you're going to watch everything through. Not that many people are going to do that.
Not many people are going to watch Sue Surf, Mook, and Conceited for 3 hours back to back.
Right. Thank you. So
that's a newer guy.
Yeah. So the episodes are to cut things down to, like, here's this face, this face, this face, this face, and the funny thing is, like, usually what we're giving you is the best moment of that guy, or at least a highlight from.
Those weren't the best moments, guys.
I know. We'll hear that too. But you're gonna see the whole thing too. If you want to go and prove how.
Okay. So
it's all gonna come out.
You know, I was gonna say some excuse might be I showed my worst material. You saying there's gonna be a place where we go and see the whole thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but also. Let's just say we showed your worst moment.
Yeah.
Right? Even if that's the case, you surely will. Knowledge. You can't have those type of worst moments and then think that but based on what we didn't show, it would have been good enough that we still would have made it through. Like, had they shown the rest, they would have seen how I got robbed.
Do you think, as far as the talent that came in, because you know everybody's hearing about the Crucible. Some people might be like, man, I ain't doing that. I ain't going through the process, whatever. Do you think, at least in the beginning a little bit, there was just a lack of people not understanding and not coming as prepared as they should have, and not understanding how big this opportunity is? Because now watching it back as a fan on the app, I'm like, damn, this is a dope look. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if the battlers understand it, because some people I watch battle, I'm like, I seen them be good before, and they were bad here. Like, for damn.
Sure. I think that, but I also think like this, it's a big change in environment too, though, because the same way you're seeing some of the top guys in battle rap have to adjust to the COVID setting, like these you talking about, like the Crucible setting that they rap in is even more stripped down than the caffeine COVID setting.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's even less people.
I've seen that.
You know what I'm saying? So you got these guys coming in here and never having rapped in that type of environment, and it's an adjustment to make. So I think that plays into it as well.
And honestly, I gotta say, like, yes, there are gonna be people who show up and on the given day they're not everything they can be. But at a certain point, we have to pick, right? Not everybody gets to be a URL battler. Not everybody gets to be a URL battler. And people who fail, it's not like they sign a contract that they can never do the Crucible again, or never try out again, or never do another battle and have us notice them and then bring them along. Like, but if you show up to a job interview and you throw up on my desk, I'm not going to hire you, right? Like, if you go home and gather yourself up and clean your suit and, like, build your resume, and then I forget you're the guy who threw up on my chair or on my desk, yeah, we can do another interview, right? I mean, there has to be some kind of process. And I genuinely really like this process.
That's a great analogy. Essentially, it's a job interview. You know what I'm saying? And you can't ace the job interview before you go to the job interview and then get there and just bomb it and then be like, but hey, but 30 minutes ago, man, I got it right. It's one shot.
Yeah, I did a job interview somewhere else last year and I did really good. Take their word for it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing I like about this process too, is there's the finality to it. You know what I'm saying? Either you got picked or you didn't. You know, the whole process, you go show up, you do a PG, you go home, and maybe you get a call, maybe you won't. We don't know. Maybe your footage comes out, maybe it doesn't. You know, now, like, you leave the Crucible and you know, okay, this is what it is. I guess I have to wait till season 2.
And that's another thing that we built into it purposefully. Me and P and KG, who's not present, we're going to get a lot of credit for it because we produced it, but we're not scouts.
Nope.
And we're not judges.
Nope.
Right? Like, you can't just be like, yeah, those dudes.
So I put it together and y'all allow the process to take its course.
Yeah, and we put people who are very professional at those gigs, right? Like, every person who is a scout has some name to their credit that they brought to the URL world. Like, every one of them can take credit for somebody who is super fire that you all love, right? So there you go. And of course, the judges are all people with credibility too, right? So impress them. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about me and him and our subjective opinions. It's, professional.
And there are times that I'm sitting there and I'm watching everything that's going on, and there's somebody that I like, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna make it. And then the judges don't pick him. And in my mind, I'm going, what?
Oh yeah,
what? And I feel like stepping in and be like, nah, but I can't. You know, that's the thing. Like, we wanted this process to have integrity and accountability. Those are two biggest things that I just kept going back to. You know, I'm not gonna put my finger on the scale. You know,
it's mad tempting to do that. By the way, it's real hard to.
Like, you guys are wrong. Like, this is the guy.
Yeah, like, how did y'all not pick this guy? You know, but at the end of the day, like, you got to remember, the judges are people who do what the people who are auditioning do. You know what I'm saying? I don't rap. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Geechee Gotti knows what he's talking about a little bit better than I do. You know,
so enough. Although you are Sue Surf's big brother, so you taught him everything.
I just don't got the bars. I don't got the super bars.
Fair enough.
Now, from what we've seen so far, like I said, definitely been enjoying these episodes.
Mm-hmm.
What can we look forward to as far as the fans? You know, the paying caffeine. I mean, the paying app subscribers and everything like that.
I'm excited, man. We just did phase 2 last weekend in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm gonna say this, put a little spoiler out there, just a little spoiler. I'm gonna give New York some hope, man.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, what you saw in New York, okay, they may have, there was 22 auditions. Maybe those weren't 22 of the strongest auditions that we saw in the Crucible so far. But the guys who did make it to phase 2, when they went to Phoenix, they got busy, bro. They got busy. New York had the most people from their region to get busy than any other region in the Crucible.
Right.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
They got busy, you know. But the other regions got busy as well. But I'm excited, man, because at the end of the day, there are only going to be 6 winners. And there's going to be 6 winners out of all these people that we're auditioning. And I could tell, JB, I think you would agree, based off what we saw last weekend in Phoenix, if we had to narrow down to 6 people, it would be incredibly hard.
Oh,
There
no.
were
There's
a lot
definitely
of good people last weekend. I'm talking good. Like, you know, so to get down to 6, it'll be tough.
Yeah, there's gonna be weird. Like, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a Crucible classic. Mm-hmm. Like, at least there's like a very real potential for that. Mm-hmm. Like, the people will be like, "Damn, can you have a classic Crucible?" Like, it'll be like that. Like, yeah, there's a few matchups. If the matchups line up
Classic
the right
Crucible.
way.
So this
It's weird, right? It's weird to think about that.
Ever
But, yeah.
classic Crucibles. We're gonna be seeing some potential classics.
Yeah, some classic performances.
There's definitely some classic performances
for sure.
Yeah,
You know, and people have to understand that everybody's watching now. The episodes that are coming out now, those are just the auditions. The stuff that they're rapping, they didn't even write for a specific opponent. Right? That was generic material that was meant for any. Because when we went out and called them in to do their audition, we randomly called 2 people. You and you come in. And they just rapped the material they wrote to the person they were standing in front of.
and that was purposeful too, just so people understand that, like, that was on purpose too, because one of the things that I kind of pushed into the process was I felt like there were PGs that would happen where 2 guys knew each other and there'd be all this personal stuff, but nobody out in the world knows who the fuck you're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, they'd talk really, really specifically about each other, and the people who were standing in the room knew what it was, but nobody on this side of the screen had any idea what was happening, and I just wanted to get that the fuck out of there. Like, because, yeah, a personal doesn't matter if I've never met you before. As an audience member, it doesn't mean much.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so we did that on purpose.
Yes. And also for an audition, you know, you have to understand that you don't need to see 3 rounds, 3 minutes of somebody rapping to make a determination whether you think they have potential or not. Typically, 8, 12 bars, you know. You can see then, okay, like, this guy got something.
And if you can't be hot for 90 seconds twice, man, at least for the startup, man. Like, come on, this is URL, guys.
And that's and that's been one of the things that I noticed too in some of the commentary. People started realizing, like, some of the reviews of it and blogs and things, is that people are like, I never thought you could tell if somebody had the potential. Like, just regular fans, I never thought you could tell if somebody had potential in such a short period of time. But now that they're watching 12 fucking battles per region, and they've consumed 22 battles already, and they're gonna watch 4 more fucking cities worth of 12 more battles times 4, they start to realize, oh yeah, you get attuned to what's gonna work.
Yeah.
By tone of voice and presence, and then when that first like set of 4 comes through, you're like, oh, I have an idea. Now let's just see if he chokes, or let's see if he can keep this up, or whatever.
You can figure that out just by reading the comments. Read the comments.
Yeah.
When you go back, I challenge y'all now. Go back, watch a Crucible episode. When a guy comes on, he starts rapping. I guarantee you, within 10 seconds, you're gonna see the comments start saying trash or fire.
Yeah, it happens fast.
You know what I'm saying? It happens fast. You don't need to see all that.
That's how I felt when I was sitting there watching. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to kind of tie this in real quick. just to kind of speak on the new talent and I guess the energy. Of course, we spoke about it off camera. No Bars made a blog saying, you know, the whole YouTube thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want battles on YouTube and things like that, right? And I know behind the scenes, you guys have worked very hard to get the fans to tune into the app and to really, you know what I'm saying, support the app and what you guys are doing and things like that. Why did you guys decide to completely just abandon YouTube? Because I know initially you guys were dropping some of the battles a little bit afterwards, but then it's a complete stop. Some people might feel like, oh, you know, we don't get the same attention. Newer battles might say we're not growing the same. That's a thing that's going out there. I've had those conversations with artists myself and things like that. So and just to tie it back to the Crucible, how can we look at these new guys and will they get the same opportunity, get the potential to get their name up and things like that, building off of what you guys doing, just being on the app and on Caffeine?
That's a lot of questions.
I wanted to just tie it all in and bring it back, but
No. But we can speak to all of them just to help us check them off the list as we're going through. As far as the app goes, that answer is honestly pretty simple. Our bosses invested in the app, in the creation of the app. This is not you've seen the working guts of the app. It was a very real investment. This isn't just like I downloaded a program that makes apps and now we have an app. The very, very real, very professional app developers who you know helped us with storing these huge. I mean, because we're doing it in 4K. Like, it's not some fuck around thing. You know what I mean? Like, had to be involved to get it done, and the reason. So we're bought in, and the reason that they did that is because YouTube doesn't like us anymore. They don't fucking like us. They don't want adult and young adult content. Like, if you log out of your YouTube after you're done watching this interview, if you log out of your YouTube, just log out and go to like the regular YouTube shit that's just like a blank, you know, like it doesn't know who you are, it's gonna be the weirdest shit in the fucking world. You would have to be on there for so long before you got to battle rap world. Like, we're, you know, I can't even imagine how deep you'd have to search through YouTube to just stumble upon battle rap. That we're not a priority. Little kids opening fucking boxes of toys and shit gets 45 million views.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's not,
and it's not an exaggeration.
That's true.
And it's not just because that's super fucking popular. YouTube and Google, as their parent corporation, makes that choice. That's a choice to bend it that way, and it's been more and more and more that over the years. And our bosses have an obligation to find a way to get the battle rappers in a situation where they're not just known, but where they're compensated. So we go and we develop this app, we invest in that, and then the company says, but we really need a way to still give it away for free in another way too, right? So then they develop this Caffeine relationship that is a way to see it for free, and now we have a way that you can watch it over and over and over again if you're a fanatic like us, and you can watch it in 4K, and you can watch it on your TV, and you can watch it on your phone, and it's available to you for less than your weed habit, right? Like a lot less than most people's weed habit.
Hey, listen.
And it's honestly, it's a little surreal sometimes knowing that this man is pulling 60-hour weeks and that I'm pulling 60-hour weeks, and that's kind of a conservative estimate. And to know the risk and the investment that our bosses put in, to have a conversation so regularly about, like, so we set up a situation where most of the shit is free, but then we have to have a second conversation about that it should be more free than the free that it already is. That's a fucking pretty surreal conversation, to be honest. Like, I don't really bark about it too much, but it gets a little odd. You know what I mean?
And the reason I ask that is because some people feel like, you know, with it being on the app, the casual fans don't get a chance to see it. Only the core, true battle rap fans are the ones who's really going to truly invest in the app and things like that. But the casual, you know, by night, here and there, jump on YouTube, check a battle, some people feel like it might kind of like make the culture slow down as far as it seems like the culture's growing, but then it seems like it's going like underground in a sense, or on the app, or you know what I'm saying? And do you feel like that is hindering the artists or the battlers, especially the new ones that haven't had a chance to build themselves?
Nah. Do me a favor now. Name the top. Give me a top 5 new battlers.
Top 5 new battles?
Yeah.
Jada Nightwing, Easy to Block Captain, Kid Chaos, Fonz is killing a lot of shit. Luke Castro, and I got a couple more, but yeah, I'll stop at 5. Yeah,
top 5.
Yeah.
You want to do 2 more? Go ahead, do 2 more.
Two more.
It's not a dare.
Real Sick. You know, salute to my guy, Real Sick, putting in pain. Who do I want to give that other nod to? You know, I thought my man Your Honor in there. He just had a dope joint with gems. Okay. But yeah, definitely.
So he named 7 battlers, right? All of them new. All of them URL artists on the app. I didn't hear you name any non-URL artists. None, not one. All of those guys you just named are exclusively on the app.
Yeah. Exclusively, facts.
But why did you name anybody that's not on the app? Because they got all that YouTube exposure, right? But yet you didn't name anybody. Yeah, but it's holding them back.
Right.
The culture's in an uproar right now over Easy to Block Captain, Jada Nightwing, Real Sick, Kid.
Yeah, they all on fire right now.
And they're all Champion of the Year list, right?
Exclusively on the app. Exclusively. But they're not growing and they're being held back.
You think it's BSP?
Let me ask you this: what was give me the class before Easy and them? Give me that class. Tell me that PG class.
Before them, I guess.
Don't hurt yourself.
It's kind of a mixture because I feel like some of those guys were in that class before, but they weren't getting that same.
Okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Give it a shot. Yeah.
Ace Amin, of course. Swamp.
Ace Amin and Swamp. Ace Amin and Swamp are in the same class.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but so the class before that.
This is my point exactly. I knew.
Wait. Is it the Rider, the Snake Eyes, Jack? Yes. That class, yes.
All of whom had all YouTube.
Right.
All YouTube.
Yes, that's a fact.
Now, were their class as hot and more sought after than this class?
I think this class right here is getting a little bit more respect and a little bit more love. I do.
On the app.
I do. Now, like I think about it, because these guys are really. I seen a lot of people reminiscing of them being like the Briz T-Top chess era class.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that conversation.
No, hold up, real quick. I do want to. Before it sounds like we're taking credit for that or something, it is because they're fire. Like they're getting compared to those guys because they are ridiculously talented.
Definitely. But the point that I'm making is look at the response that they're getting without YouTube.
Right.
But when I asked you to name the class before them, it's like, wait a minute, who was that?
Wait, where did that start?
And you're having a hard time naming the YouTube guys that only had YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So how is it these guys don't have YouTube, but yet, like, they're, if we're being honest, as a collective, they're bigger and more sought after than the class before them who had only YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Let's think about it. I mean, let's go back to class before the Rider in them class. That was Mike P. Mike P. Twerk, Av. Well, Twerk and Av, they were in the same class. You know, Twerk is kind of right in the middle of that. But, you know, it's Av, Mike P, Jerry West. You had 3 guys. None was in there too. You know, all they had was YouTube. I don't see what's these guys are the most popular, and right now, your media knowledge, your media. If we're gonna be honest, Are they or are they not the most talked about thing in battle rap right now?
Most definitely.
Not the most talked about new guys, just a more talked about thing.
Yeah, no, these guys are like right now. Easy's like one of the hottest stories right now when it comes to just got the whole battle rap culture in uproar.
Bro, I just got done interviewing Papoose and Remy Ma, and they know who Easy the Block Captain is, and they knew who Vixen is.
That's dope.
Feel me?
That's dope.
Yeah. Without YouTube. You know, when the last Easy Block Captain battle you saw on YouTube? Yeah, but for some reason there's this narrative YouTube is no YouTube is just it's
killing the culture.
I seen blogs the new guys are being shelved. Like if this is what shelved looking like, the rest of the new guys should hope to get shelved too.
Well, okay.
We on the new dreams, niggas getting that new cream down. Julio straight, but it's watered down for the boudin. 12 home for the kids, got another Rex for the shoestrings. We ballin', no more NBA. These ain't no who dreams.
Not exactly holding anybody back, right?
Okay.
Like the current strategy with caffeine and the app, like people are getting a lot of fucking attention, right?
Yeah, definitely made that point. Yep.
Yeah. So, well, two things. I hate people who answer a question with a question, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
You have a media outlet, right? When you do interviews with the guys we just mentioned who have no YouTube releases, the interviews do well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well,
the fans,
of course, right?
Yep.
So, and those are all on YouTube.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So somehow people are hearing about these motherfuckers, right?
You're
so
right.
something's happening.
That makes sense.
So that's one point. The other point that I'll concede is absolutely we have some power with a 1.3 or so million subscriber, and a lot of those are active subscribers. Like, you know, you'll see channels where it's like high subscribership, but a lot of it's dead. Ours continues to climb.
Yes.
We absolutely do talk about developing strategies to draw more attention to those guys using that subscriber base. Absolutely. We value the subscriber base. But just please understand that I'm not exactly sure why URL, I mean, I guess it's just because we do a good job, why URL looks like fucking Walmart or Apple computers to people. It's a small business. There's like a handful of people working over here. And we are busting our ass to pull off everything that we've done in 2020. We had a tournament before the NBA came back. Okay? We're fucking working hard. I moved.
We had two of them, didn't we?
Something like that. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Before the bubble? Cool. Thank you. Right? You know, I moved to North Carolina to make it happen. He was there 4 days a week. He has a family.
We
there
stuck
4 days
down
a week.
there. Thank God you were still down there.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you were part of that too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're working crazy to make this stuff happen. Like, so yeah, there's things in the YouTube world that we're gonna do. It's not gonna be just like, oh yeah, fuck the people who actually pay for the app and are like, we're not gonna screw them over.
Gotcha.
But there are ways we talk about drawing attention to these guys using our YouTube subscribers, because we value them. We'd be stupid if we didn't. You know, we draw as much attention as we can at the moment, and as we move forward, absolutely we will.
I definitely wanted to make the point that, you know, I don't feel like that not getting YouTube releases are holding the guys back.
Nope.
However, at the same time, I can admit, like JB is saying, that there is something to be gained from capitalizing on what we have with YouTube. That's already in the plans. We have plans to utilize YouTube to do more, right? But the question was, is it holding them back? Absolutely not. Because if it was, then you would be naming. You could have gave me at least one other person, at least one that wasn't a URL artist that is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Didn't hear any though.
Yeah. No. I mean, listen, man, and you know, it's just, you know, the YouTube fans miss y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? You got some fans out there just, you know, wanted some battles. They were spoiled for like what, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's all. It's hard to make that transition. You know what I'm saying? But nah, definitely salute to what you guys are doing on the app, though, man. And I definitely understand it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to see, because I know you guys are doing a lot more developments on the app, bringing a lot more things. So, you know, just salute the work you guys are putting in. There's always going to be criticism, because you guys are at the top of the food chain. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what it is, people are always going to be critical of what you guys do, good, bad, and indifferent.
We know where we work. Like we wouldn't be able to be here if we didn't have thick skin about certain things. But honestly, I mean, you know it. Like I those are the only times I take anything personally, is when I feel like people are skipping over the sacrifice and the investment that our bosses are putting into stuff, and personal investment of time and even sometimes money that we put into letting new guys succeed, and doing fan service and making sure the battles come out that should, make sure they look good, make sure they sound good, make sure they're released in a way that's reverent of the quality of the fucking battles, and make sure you guys see all the new talent that you should. Because that honestly is probably bigger than any of the other things I just described. That our like time investment in the new talent, all the guys we were just talking about, that's the thing that in the end we'll probably be the proudest of, because that's the thing more than YouTube drops or anything that will keep this culture going.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
Speaking of that, like when you start talking about exposure for new guys and giving new guys the push and all that stuff, and doing as much as we can for the newer guys, I can tell you with absolute certainty, me and JB put our work in. You know, we take personal financial losses, not URL financial losses that come out of our personal bank accounts. We've done that multiple times. You know, for
just risks we wanted to take. On personal people.
Money we spent, we knew wasn't gonna get back. You know, that and just personal losses. Just like, you know, just next weekend we in Philly, right? You somebody paying for your flight?
Maybe.
Nobody's paying.
I forgot to ask.
Nobody's paying for my gas to get there. You know, in my time, if I want to stay overnight in my hotel,
right?
And that's done strictly for these newer guys.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's a promotional thing that P and I put together. Sometimes people don't realize that. Like, there's things that pop up around the culture that aren't even exactly like URL releases that we have a hand in.
Yeah.
And that's literally just like you said, to push the culture forward.
And you got to remember, right now in this moment, we're here in LA on a weekend, not with our family. And our next weekend, the opportunity that we get when we don't have a URL event going on,
we figured out a way to ruin that weekend too with some URLs.
We're giving it to new guys, you know. So so we definitely,
we can't say what that is yet. By the way, it's a secret.
You'll love it though.
We'll tell you when you turn the camera on.
I bet. I'll make the blog after. But definitely, guys, man, I appreciate your time, man, just for clearing these up, man. Salute to the job you're doing with the Crucible and the new talent. Looking forward to the next episode where they can only get it on the URL TV app, man. And once again, guys, anything else or any other developments that you guys want to keep the fans in tune with?
Just be on the lookout for Phase 2. I'm excited for y'all to see that. I thought I was excited.
Crucible Phase 2 is crazy.
I was excited for y'all to see Phase 1, which y'all looking at now. But Phase 2, I can't wait for y'all to see that.
And one last suggestion I was going to make is, I like the stories, like, a little bit. Like, you know, as far as the rappers coming up, giving their background, where they from, things like that. Right before they get in the stage and rap, because I'll be like, okay, you talking all this shit. Do you really mean this when you get on stage? So I do enjoy that aspect of it, so I definitely would like to see more. I feel like I didn't see that as much in the New York part one. I'm definitely looking forward to more of that.
There's a few stops along the way on the Crucible where we didn't get to do, because of like time crunches or weird things with the studio spaces we were shooting in, where we'd get cut off and not get to do all the interview segments and stuff that you might have seen like in Charlotte. But absolutely.
Phase 2, every single person got it.
Gotcha.
Every single person that participated.
It makes the show that much better. That's all I gotta say.
This man here missed like a lot of the battles.
I saw half of all the battles.
Right. because I shoved him in a closet with a camera and a light and made him drag out the personal stories of all these new guys so that you guys get to know them beyond their bars.
Yeah.
All right, man, guys, thank you for your time once again, man. Definitely looking forward to the next situation.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Get it. Black Market Media.
I swear to be a werewolves in sheep clothing. Sleep soulless, molded this economy out my native spot. Played us, made us block boys. We in the building, children, they made us wise boys.